Keith's an amazing guy.
What is up? It is Red, the Rideshare Ginger, coming right back at you. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes as my last video, videoing 2 in a day, whatever. Got a second topic to talk about real quick and don't want to stretch out the videos too long. So yes, the title says I'm calling out Dustin is driving. This is really more directed at Apex than anything, but to begin with, so the way I found Apex, if you don't know what Apex is, I'll try to explain it real quick, but the way I found Apex to begin with was from a Facebook group that I was in that was kind of sponsored by Apex plus 5 other groups is the way it's listed or something to that extent. And I swear I found it from Dustin is driving his channel in his description. And maybe I'm 100% wrong, and Dustin, correct me if I'm wrong on this, and I could be way off base, but I swear that's where I found it. And so the calling out Dustin portion of it is I have a big issue with Apex, and it seems like that whole page is run by them. So if he's recommending them, I just like a little backstory and whatnot, and maybe he can direct me towards a video that explains why Apex is good and why he recommends a page that is pushing Apex onto people to a certain extent and protecting Apex. And if it's not from his channel, then apologize, got that completely wrong. But if it is, I just like a little backstory, a little explanation, like why that's being pushed and whatnot. And maybe he's got some money into Apex and that's why, who knows. But let's talk about it. So like Apex is a huge scam. It sucks, it's awful. It's messed up. So Apex is supposed to, from what I understand, there's delivery option and then there's like driver option, or however they explain it. The main like driver option is they pair you with a customer, and that customer will they'll put the rides out there. They're like scheduled rides, and then it pairs you with an Uber or a Lyft customer that you can go grab as a scheduled ride and go run that ride. Seems like a great theory. You know, I think the passenger can, continue to use the same driver if they want to, which you can't do that with Uber and Lyft normally. Sorry, I got a burp there. So it allows you to maybe favorite some drivers, stay with the same driver over and over again so you can get some comfortability. But where it starts to become a scam is it's a little bit twofold here. It's partly the money side, but then it's also just the functionality of the app, at least in the Chicago market. And then additionally, the functionality of the app just in general with their employees. So you have the delivery and the driver side. I signed up for both, which each separate one should be $5 a month. So it should be $5 a month for delivery, $5 a month for the driver side. So I signed up for both. I never got approved for the delivery side. It was always pending, couldn't get a response as to why it was pending, but it's still pending. But yet they still continue to charge me for both of them. So they were charging me the $10 a month and whatnot. And then additionally, where the driver side kind of sucked is in the 4 or 5 months, I'd have to go back and look exactly how long I had it, there were 3 rides that I had a possibility to take. None of them worked out for me, but only 3 rides that were a possibility. So I'm gonna charge $5 a month for limited opportunities of rides being there. That doesn't really seem worth it, and why are you charging me for that if you're not gonna have many rides in the market that I'm in? You should make that clear that like, hey, there's not shit here, but if you wanna keep paying, you can. So that's kind of the issue, is it didn't have much functionality for me. But then on top of that, I didn't notice this because I just don't stay on top of my credit card statements. I don't stay on top of my debit card statements or whatever, but I started noticing that they weren't only charging me the $10 a month, they were charging me 4 separate $5 charges every single month. So they were charging me $20 every single month, which sucks from the side of it where if I want to dispute those charges, at least with my bank or my credit card, I forget which one it's on, I have to dispute each charge individually unless I want to report the whole card for fraud or something like that. So I have to dispute each one, which takes like 3 to 5 minutes to dispute a charge. And I didn't notice this until I was into it like 5 months. So like I got 4 charges every single month where I need to dispute at least 2 of them, should be 3 of them, because how are they charging me for delivery when I'm not even able to do delivery, like I'm not approved. But so like that was part of the issue. But here's where it becomes crazier, is I sent them an email and said, hey, I just need to know why I'm being charged $20 a month. Whoever responded to me said, hey, yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And maybe I might be slightly out of order with some of this. I think they responded to me right away. I could be wrong. And then didn't hear back, sent them another email and said, hey, what's going on? Still didn't hear back. So then I posted in this group where I found it and I said, hey, does anyone have any contact info for Apex? I can't get a hold of anybody about an issue I'm having. As soon as I posted in there, immediate email response and everything. He's like, oh, hey, yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why you're being charged the way you're being charged. When we looked into it, I'll have to get back to you. I'm like, that's weird. So he did finally get back to me. He's like, from our end, we're only showing that you're being charged $10. And I'm like, well, here's screenshots on my bank account where it's showing Apex charging. So here's the double charge, charging $20 a month. Sent the screenshots back to him. And I also said, I'm like, why am I being charged for delivery when I wasn't approved for delivery? It should only be $5 a month. So sent that back to him too. Got all that sent to him. No response, few days. Sent another email back, still no response. At this point, I go into the app and I try to cancel my service. Cancel it out. It says it's canceled. I'm like, whatever, you know what, screw it. I lost my money. I'll dispute some of the charges. I'll take my time and do it. But end of the day, it's finished. Whatever, it's all canceled. It told me it was canceled. Well, March rolls around and maybe it was even, I forget where the last charge is. It might have been March, it might have been April. I forget within the month where I get charged, but whatever. I just recently, within the last 2 to 3 weeks, got another $20 charge, or 4 separate $5 charges for $20 from them. At which point, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I went back to the group, which I hadn't been kicked out of yet, and said, hey, is there any class action lawsuits against Apex that I could potentially join? It's a complete scam. At that point, they immediately removed me from the group, and I still had zero response from Apex. So now what I've tried to do is I went in and tried to change my credit card number in the system, and it wouldn't allow me to change my credit card. It keeps saying, oh, invalid card, because I was going to change it to a card that I was about to request a new one for, but it won't let me change it. So, like, I'm probably going to have to cancel my card at the end of the day and get all that figured out and shit, which is, like, just ridiculous to do, but whatever. But so I just kind of want to bring up Apex's attention to everybody and say, don't sign up for it. And like within that group, before my post got taken down, before they kicked me out of the group, a couple of people responded and said, yeah, it's basically just another Userve or Userve. Apparently it's a similar service that was out there and like the same owners redid it. And it was a huge scam last time too. So it's kind of something that's been repetitive. So with that in mind, like first want to know, you know, what, maybe they'll respond to me now because I've called them out on YouTube. We'll see. But then additionally, if Dustin is Driving and his content is all over that page, so I feel like he's either a part of it or he is promoting that page. So if he is, Dustin, I would like to know why you're promoting a group that is essentially just taking money from people. Like, it's not a significant amount of money. It's, you know, it's $20 a month, or I'm sure if you never signed up for delivery, then they're only doing the $5 or $10 a month from you. But it's money that they shouldn't be taking from people, and they don't respond to emails. And there's like no other way to get a hold of them. So just want to get that out there, let you guys know about Apex, and see if Dustin does have a comeback for that. Like maybe he doesn't promote the group and he just happens to be a part of it, and I just found it some other way and thought I found it for him. So who knows? But until next time, guys, like, comment, share, let me know what you think, and let's keep these videos rolling. Thanks, guys.